how do you go about asking, like for the promotion or for the raise?
For the promotion, you schedule a one-on-one with your manager, and same steps you would take to pretty much ask for that promotion or raise is you're going to bring that data, you're going to bring your numbers, and you're going to share your why. And be assertive in your why, know your true why, and share what your ultimate goal is. You desire to stay with this organization. Now, I'm gonna take it a little step further. So let's just say you bring all the information over to the managers, right? And you have a very clear case of why you should have this promotion. A position is open, why you deserve this raise, your evaluation went well. Let's say the manager is not willing to give you that promotion, right? But you meet all the qualifications. Um, you brought all the numbers, all the data, and your performance year over year has been excellent. At this time, I would say do one more step, and I will have one more meeting with that manager, and I will let them know about another opportunity, because by that time you're looking for other opportunities at this point. If they're not willing to invest in you and they're not showing that you're valuable, I'm gonna give you one last chance, especially if you're happy with where you are, and let them know, hey, I wasn't really looking, but I know I didn't get the promotion or I didn't get the promotion or the position that I really wanted to go into. I was actually offered this position, but now you could, let's say you're getting $30,000 in this job, but this company is going to offer you $55,000. At this point in time, the manager just lost, right? He lost his top performer, because now this employee is going to go to a company that's going to pay him 55,000 instead of making 30,000 where he is. When he get a promotion, he's only going to get a 2, 3, maybe 5% increase. So now you have more leverage to say, hey, well, I do know that this position is budgeted for 40 to 55,000. This company is offering me 55,000. So I would love to once again be considered, but at 55,000. Otherwise, it's time to go. And at that time, you force their hand. If they want to keep you, they're going to give you that 55,000 to keep you. They're going to give it to you. They may try to lowball you a little bit and say, well, I can do 50. Can't do 55, but I can do 50, and I can increase your PTO. They're always going to find some type of way, and you just have to play with those numbers and make sure that you're comfortable with that. But if they do come back to offer you more, then they're showing that they are valuing you as an employee. But if they are still standing stern, then they just pretty much let you know how they felt about you.
Completely agree. I've been in that situation. For this one, I would say have a range, but have a number you will not go below.
Mm-hmm.
For the raise or the promotion, there's a number you will not go below. We always talk about research. There's a way to research, let's say, for instance, project management, IT project management. There's a way that you can research what average salaries are in your state, what average salaries are across the United States, what average salaries are within your company. There's a way that you can do that.
Yeah.
So coming out of college, unfortunately, most of us did none of this and came in extremely low fresh out of college. I know a lot of people, my first job, oh my God, I probably lost at least 15,000 a year.
Oh, me too. My first job straight out of college, I think I was working for the chancellor of the university, which I know I could have hit a little bit more money than that, but I didn't know no better. And my career services department at the time didn't coach us on this. So we didn't know how to ask. We just took what they said it was, and we were happy we got our first job. We were more so into titles, I think, at that time. And we can go back, everybody wanted to be in management. Everybody wanted to be a leader. Now, today, people don't really care about being in management or leadership because they can make the same salary as their manager pretty much. Or more, and depending on what field you're in. So let me rephrase that. Depending on what field you're in, you can be making the same as your manager, and they're comfortable where they at. Or sometimes, a person may have been with the company for 13 years, and they're constantly getting raises and making the same as a new manager that came in. So they're comfortable where they are. They don't want the stress of leaders and putting out a whole bunch of fires and sitting in 20 million meetings a day. Some people just don't want that life. They just want to do what they love and keep going.
Oh my God, yes. And then it's also the fact that you have to go in there with unlimited confidence. Like confidence has to be on high. You have to let them know this is why you need me. You were talking about statistics, but not only do you have to have the statistics, you have to be able to speak to them.
Right.
I did X, Y, and Z, and it led to X, Y, and Z. You
Right.
can't say it in a timid voice. You have to be passionate. You have to be, for lack of a better word, I hate the term
Yes.
aggressive, but it's
Passionate.
wrong with me. It's passionate. Like I did this, this, and this. I really like where I'm at. I don't want to, like you said, I don't want to move. So this is why I deserve this promotion, or this is why I deserve this raise. Unfortunately, I don't think a lot of companies look at it like that. So this is the shift, and this is going to hopefully this does not sound ageist, but there was a time where people wanted to work for specific names.
Oh yeah.
That was it. I have to work for this company.
Yep.
We don't
Gotta work
care.
for Google. I gotta work for Microsoft. I gotta work for Deloitte. Like these are some company names I remember. I want to work for Apple, especially if you big on retail. Those are just some names that I remember hearing. Like I have to. That's my ultimate goal is to work for these companies, right?
Nobody cares as long as the zeros are right on that check. There are startups all over the place that are paying well. That we met at a company that everybody I spoke to had never heard of it, but those checks came every Friday.
Mhm.
So that's the thing. The name companies have to get out of this. The name matters. It
Yeah,
does not.
exactly. Like Amazon, like a lot of people, I remember people wanting, especially in the recruiting in our field, wanting, desiring to work for Amazon, like because of the salaries that Amazon was paying. Now that you have these startup organizations paying the same as Amazon, I am noticing that a lot of people are leaving Amazon within that field, our field, to go work for startup organizations where they feel that they can grow. Because when you're working for large organizations, you realize, yeah, I made it here, but there's not really enough room for me to grow because everybody here with me is trying to get to the same goal that I'm trying to get to. So they pretty much leave, they get their knowledge, their increase their skills, and then they go to another company and they get either paid more or the same, doing less work or doing more work, depending on the position that they decide to go into.
So unfortunately, companies that try to live on name recognition,
Mhm.
sometimes they're just training people for new jobs. You're literally training them. They're like, oh, yep, I work for this company A. Everybody wants this company A. You put that on your resume, you put that on LinkedIn, you get a lot of calls. So that's one thing people, as far as companies and management, we don't care the name on the check. We just care the zeros are right on the check, period. I have another quick question for you.
Okay.
And I'll answer the same question, and I'll start. I'll
Okay.
start one. The question is going to be another thing. What did you wish you knew now that you didn't know back then? And I want to flat out, I did not know how to negotiate until maybe 7 years ago. And a friend of mine told me, a friend of mine literally went from 32,000 to 60,000 in like 3 months, but they knew how to negotiate. So, like you said, fresh out of college, I thought I was rich. I did not understand money. You could not tell me I was not rich my first job because I was a broke college student. I could afford to go to the movies. I could afford to do things I want. I had no money in college. So, first thing they said, yep, second job, yep, took it. Almost immediately. I did not know how to look for the cost of the living index. I did not know how to look for, like we were just talking about, what I can look around and say, oh no, the average salary for this is this with my skills, my background, my education. No, I want this. And what I've learned is ever since I've asked, about 70% of the time they go. The other time I just don't take the job.
Right.
But again, I have my number. I'm not making below this per hour or this a year. And they'll go back and they'll come back. Now keep in mind the secret to this is, and I always say this, you always ask for a little bit more than what you're willing to take.
Mm-hmm.
They're not going to give you what you ask for 90% of the time. It's happened two or three times for me. So if I say I want, throw a number out there, I want $60 an hour. I
Mm-hmm.
know I'm willing to take 55.
Mm-hmm.
I know that, and we're probably going to meet in the middle. But those are the things I wish I knew back then because I lost so much money being
Yeah.
practicing about it.
Yep. Yep. I think back then too, negotiating, I didn't know how to do that either. But I was the master of negotiating people offer letters, right? But when it
Right.
came to myself, I wasn't the master. And this was like in the beginning of my career, learning the field and what we can do. Um, I would say that was one. The second thing I would say would be I look at life a little bit different. So let me just give you a little story about it. So anybody that I hire, right, or work with, I establish a partnership. So we have a contract agreement. I see everyone as their own business. You are your own business. This is the services that you're willing to help me and that you're going to provide me. A couple of years ago, I had looked at it as, I am working for a company to help build their dream. Why not build my dream? And I wish someone told me that a long time ago. Like people always say, you reach the stars, you can do whatever you want to do, but no one actually guides you and tell you how to get there, right? So a couple of years ago, I was just like, I realized that I'm working from 8 to 5 or 9 to 5, working hard, being stressed out to build another person's dream. That's not what I'm about to do. So I decided when I had started Global Placement Services is that what steps do I need to take to build my own dream? Right now, I won't say I have any employees. I would say that they're all their own businesses providing a service for global placement. So if I have a marketing team, yes, I say I have a marketing team, but they're all individuals and they all have different businesses that they are working on and expanding as well. So what they provide to me, I pour back into them. And that's the type of partnerships that I have. And so once I understood that and I learned it, that's the way I decided to operate. And it has been working so far. So I wish that someone taught me that a long time ago and poured into me as much as I poured into the employer, right? And that's when it goes to valuing your employees. So if I wanted to advance my education, if I wanted these certifications, if I wanted more money, what steps is the employer going to provide to me so that I can get to that? And usually they don't really tell you that. You go to them all the time. But here at Global Placement Services, they always tell me what their dreams are and what they're working on the side. And if they have a juicing business or if they have a photography business. Okay, so how can we partner on that? Would you like to take my photos and we'll use that and maybe have you as a social media manager or my recruiters? You want to learn recruitment because eventually your overall goal is to work in HR. So I hire you as your own business to work to provide recruitment services for us for my partnerships, right? So that's what I wish someone told me a while ago.
Real
Way
quick, you said I ask. A lot of companies do not ask. Let's
no,
just be clear. I've worked at a lot of companies that never ask.
no.
Um, a real quick story on why I started my company. I that was a. I think I told you this. I was reading. It was like a cartoon, and this guy walks up to this other guy, and he says, "Oh, that's a nice car." And the guy looks at him and says, "If you work really, really hard for the next 2 years, I can buy another one."
Hmm.
He didn't say you can buy one if you work hard. He said I can work hard if you buy one. And so that stuck with me. So that's yeah, working on somebody else's dream or working on your own. I completely agree.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much. This was very entertaining and very educational, hopefully.
Thank you for having me.
Let everybody know where they can find you and some things that you have coming up.
You can find me on all social media platforms: Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, Pinterest at Global Placement Services or global_placement_services. You can also email me at info@globalplacementservice.com. Some of the things that I do have coming up, actually, you and I, Wilfred, we're working on something, a partnership with the school in Atlanta. So we have that coming up, I believe, in June, July sometime. The recruiting academy is almost finished. I know I have been talking about it for the last year, but the more I learn, the more I want to add because I want to make sure that I am making sure that you guys are getting what you're paying for and that you're going to be happy with what you're paying for. The resume course is complete, well, almost complete, and it will go live sometime in June. So we will be opening up that open enrollment second quarter. So keep a lookout on that if you want to get on the waiting list so that you can go ahead and enroll into the resume writing course. Just to share with you a little bit about that, if you do go through that course and you pass the resume writing course, and you can be hired through Global Placement Services to write resumes for us. So you can say yes or no, because again, you will be your own business. So I can teach you and I can help you on how to start your own resume writing business. And that's pretty much what I have going up right now. I am thinking about hiring 2 salespeople. So if you are great in business development, whether it's with businesses or within education, because I'm going to have 2 separate account managers, feel free to email me at info@globalplacementservice.com, or feel free to send me a message on Instagram and I'll respond back to you.
Okay. You forgot about one thing. It probably will not be this year. It'll probably be next year.
What?
But aren't we going to do a mastermind group?
We are. So we probably have that one started because we still have to build that. So probably that will probably go live sometime next year. So you want to we have a lot of stuff in store that's going to be coming out. And I feel like that mastermind group will be amazing for especially small business owners or even large business owners who's looking to advance their HR recruiting field. Because as you know, times are changing. It's being very hard for people to find good, reliable employees. So that mastermind group from Wilfred I and a few other companies that will be joining us to help you with that. But that will be sometime next year. So we'll be
2023. Yep, we'll be telling you more about it. But thank you so much. I had so much fun. See you guys next time.
All right. Thank you. Bye.
Bye.